Hello, here we are again in this new corner, which I still haven't decided if I love it here, but my old corner has a computer in the background now, so it's not as like aesthetically pleasing. So here we are trying another corner. Okay, I might go back to my old corner, we'll see. Here I am, Kaylin, Full Purpose in Heart, for one of my all-time favorite videos to do every school year, and that is the curriculum video. So my curriculum videos are gonna come in a couple of pieces. This video will be our family school video, and I'm just gonna go through and show you all of the materials that I have selected for family school. Now, the beginning of the school year, there's a lot of videos that kind of come through my channel all at once. So I'm going to have a different video that talks about how I've organized our school day, our school year, each of my kids' individual curriculums, 5th grade, 2nd grade, and kindergarten. So this particular video, I'm gonna try to keep it to just showing you what the materials are. Just know that I do not do all of these materials every single day because that would be a huge overload. But because I had so many things that I loved and I wanted so much, I'm going to be using a looping schedule, and I have like loops within loops, and it's very fun and exciting. But again, that's another video. This video, I just want to show you what I have, and then hopefully something will kind of spark your interest so then you can go and get it for your own family. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, one thing before I get started, I just want to give you a quick tip, something that I do when I watch these YouTube videos, because I'm right there with you watching the YouTube videos, even when I'm not schooling, trying to get an idea of all the curriculum options that other people are using and finding and loving, is that I just get a piece of paper and I will write down things that jump out to my mind. I've actually transferred it and I'm starting to put them in my planner here. This is my lesson plan book, and don't be mad. So this is the exact same lesson plan book that I offer on my Teachers Pay Teachers shop. It's the one that I made. It's the same one that I've been doing for the last 6 years. But when I went to print it off this year, I decided that I wanted a new color scheme. So I made a new one. And so anyway, this one will be available on my shop too, when I do the update version for the next school year. And so you'll have a couple of different color options. You'll have the old rainbow, the new one, and then I also did like this fun safari color one because I couldn't decide. Okay, anyway, that was a tangent. But so when I'm watching these videos, I just write down what pops out at me. So if something pops out at you, then you just write math, and then, you know, whatever the person says that they're using that you want to check out. So, okay, so that's that. First and foremost, curriculum is not really curriculum, but it is my all-time favorite planner. So I did do a whole video on this. I love my lesson planner. I love planning out my lessons and what we're going to do for each day. And because we're doing looping this year, this is definitely, I know it's not curriculum, but this is a supply, if not this one, some kind of place where you can keep track of what you're doing on what days and all that good stuff. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so number one, I purchased all of my kids a Good and the Beautiful handwriting curriculum. And I chose this one because I love that the Good and the Beautiful puts some kind of like activity at the bottom of every lesson. So the kids practice their handwriting, and then at the bottom of the lesson is like some fun activity that they can do. So that's the reason why I picked this over any other curriculum, and I looked at a couple of them, but this is why I picked it. My oldest is in 5th grade, and he's doing level 4 because we're practicing cursive. He's already practiced cursive a little bit, but I feel like we kind of lost our momentum really early in the year, and so I'm like, let's just pick this up and do this whole thing. So we're doing cursive with him, and then my other 2 kiddos, I just got like a kindergarten level, and then I think level 2 for my 2nd grader. But you just kind of look and see the different levels have, the smaller grades have like larger font, the upper grades have smaller font as we train our kids to write. So that is part of family school. Another thing that we have for family school is creative writing. So whatever day we do it during the week, then I just pull out this little thing, and because I have 3 kids and there's 3 little sections, it works good because I'm like, hey, tell me when to stop, and each one gets the chance to do it. Anyway, so we come up with a storyline, and then my kiddos will write. Everybody has their journal and they will write it. So this is just called, I don't even know what this is called, creative thinking, write abouts. And it is grades 4 to 8, but I still have my grade 2 and my kindergartner do it. My kindergartner just kind of mostly draws pictures, but my second grader really likes to come up with the stories too. So, and they're just like writing prompts. So what 3 problems might occur if a baby began to talk? So you just write about it. And I set my timer. I purchased just a little desktop timer, and I set it to probably 10 minutes. And we all just write, and it's kind of a free write. So I don't grade any kind of grammar or spelling. If my kids start to ask me, how do you spell? Then I just tell them, I'm like, it's just a free write. We'll work on spelling in another subject. So just write. So that's one of the things that we got this year to do once a week. So there's that. Okay, this curriculum, now sorry, I'm not editing this video as I reach for things here. You'll just have to be close to my face for a minute. This curriculum, I just barely did a look in the book specialty video on, so make sure you check this out. But this is my like mindset, emotions, emotional learning curriculum that I have for our kids, and I'm gonna do it probably once a week, maybe twice a week. She calls it a biblical worldview on mental health for children. And I am pairing it with these little, like, if you guys watched my Amazon haul video, then you saw I got these like slider presentation folder things. And so as we go through this curriculum, it is awesome. I'm so excited to use it. Make sure you watch this video if you're interested in it. But she has like little activities that you can do, and she sells a workbook that goes along with it on Teachers Pay Teachers, or you can just copy this, or you can purchase multiple sets for each of your kids. But so for example, what happened with us is in the first couple pages, you just learn about emotions. The first chapter is about emotions. And she has this page here where each of the circles you like fill in the face. And so I just went on Amazon, or I went on Google Images, and I found something similar. And we did this together as a class or as a family, whatever. Anyway, and we just did this, and then I put it inside this folder. So this is going to be something that we do 2 or 3 times a week, and we're just going to like work through the book here. And as you can see, full color. Okay, I'm going to show you and not show my face. Here we go. So as you can see, it's just like got lots of good stuff. So make sure that you watch that video that I just posted about this particular curriculum. It's made by Natalie, and she's been in the field for 10 years, and she has all kinds of contributors who helped her write this curriculum. It's very well done, and I loved it. So anyway, these two go together, and that is a part of Family School as well. Okay, we're doing menus this year as a part of Family School. Morning menus, I think, is a very Charlotte Mason style. I just use the menu idea and then put my own stuff in there. So I chose these 3 flap menus that open up really big like this. So do as I say, not as I do. Don't buy them like this. Buy the ones that have like a center part, and then each window fills up like opens, okay? So it's like a book. It's much more organized, and it's easier to do with your kids. So don't do it like I did, because this is not the best, but it is what it is. Okay, so here's what I put in my menu. The front page is just their name because I ran out of stuff to put in. Okay, so on one side, this is our memory work and our Bible challenge. So we have these two. This is a scripture from the Book of Mormon. We have an article of faith. And then we were studying Job for one of the weeks of school. And so these are our Job challenges. And I made this myself. I know that you may be sitting there being like, Kaylin, I could never recreate that. But I promise that you can. You can use Canva, which is a free document creator. I use Microsoft PowerPoint, which I know it used to be like a thing that everybody had, but now you have to pay for it or whatever. But anyway, and so I just this is just a box with the words in it. This is like a clip art that I just copied and put onto the page. Again, another clip art I just copied and put it on the page. And then these 5 things, I did come up with them on my own, but it's things like memorize Job 19:25. Watch a scripture video about Job. Listen to the hymn, I Know That My Redeemer Lives. Complete your scripture journal page about Job. And then I challenge myself too. So I did make these up on my own, but they're not hard. They're just challenges that my kids can do. And then you can get a wet erase pen. They're different from dry erase markers, so don't be confused, but a wet erase marker is like the ones that teachers use on overhead projectors, and they won't erase without liquid or water or spray. So then you can have your children mark off as they complete these. So that's one page. This is the Job scripture. So this one here says memorize Job 19:25. So that's what this is I just printed it out for them so that then they can memorize that scripture. So that's what that page is. This page is our August goals. I'm going to flip this out every month. So my kids will set goals every month, and they can be any goal that they want: academic, spiritual, physical, social, whatever goal that they want to set for themselves. And I kind of help guide them and give them some suggestions. Many times they take my suggestions, which is fine, but sometimes they do come up with them on their own. This page is dependability. We are doing a character study, and I'm going to show you that curriculum here in a minute. But part of the character study is that we are learning all of all these good characters. And so this is just in there to help us, because when we do our menu mornings, I set the timer for 10 minutes and we're just quiet, and the kids can look at or do anything in their menu that they want. This being one of them, just to review that, or to look at their goals and like have a goal check, or to do some of their challenges, and then memorize their scripture. Anyway, and then on the back side, again, more things that they can do. So this is our August calendar, and every month I replace this and put the new calendar of the month. And I do put activities on there that we're going to do certain days. So the summer is a lot more active and kind of interactive, I guess, than the fall and the winter months, but it helps me be more engaged in making sure memories are happening. So whether we have movie nights, or days that we go visit cousins or grandparents, days that we go to the university campus, or go for a hike in the mountains, or any of those types of activities, then I go ahead and put them on our board here so that we can have them to do. So I have my kids' daily affirmations. So I do read these at least once a week out loud with my kids, but on the other day that they do their menus, then they can read them to themselves, with the exception of my kindergartner. I help him. And then this section here, this is his daily work. This is his independent, like, grade level work. So after we have family school, then these are the assignments that he has to do. And I put these here especially at the beginning of the year when everything is new, in case he's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't remember what's next. But the kids pick it up really quick. So come September, then this will not be on there. But morning menus, that is another family curriculum piece. Okay, another thing that we're doing as a part of family school is journaling. So that's what these journals are. I talked about them on my haul video, or my Amazon haul. And one thing that kind of goes along with this, and I'll show you it in a minute, but every morning I just have the journal entry on my easel. Reaching again. Okay, so it's an easel and it's a whiteboard. So I just write on there what the kids are gonna do for their journal that day. And that's just a short, like, starter brainer warm up type thing, and they can draw their picture and write their sentence. So for my journal, it is mostly just a topic that I come up with on the spot. Sometimes it's curriculum based, sometimes it's just willy-nilly. And then sometimes we do this. And it's just copy work. So this is, what is this called? This is called 52 Modern Manners for Today's Teens by Brooke Romney. And each week, so there's 52 of them. So once a week, then you can do this, or there's 52. So that's a lot you can do probably twice a week. But anyway, and then this is the copy work that my kids do. So my oldest copies the whole thing. My middle child copies like this plus 2 sentences, and then my youngest only copy works this. And currently I actually write introduce yourself with a highlighter and then have him just trace my letters, because he's still really learning spelling and writing, and it's very intimidating for him. But anyway, so we do this as a part of our journal on one day a week. That is our journal entry. And then the kids can draw a picture that kind of goes along with it. So this is a really awesome curriculum. Moving on to this as just a curriculum option. Again, 52 Modern Manners for Today's Teens by Brooke Romney. It might be backwards for you. I don't know. Anyway, and then on the other side, she even has more just like commentary and discussion work that you can talk about. And then you can do like role playing with it, or you can do examples, or you can just have them think about it, which is what we did today, is we just wrote it and then drew a picture and talked about it. So that is that. Okay, another thing that we do every day is our Bible time. So this year for our Bible time, we are doing a program called Come Follow Me is what we're following as like a calendar, and it's all through the Old Testament. And so I have a couple of things. We actually, our Bible time is its own loop within a loop. It's a loop within a loop. I know. Watch the other video and it'll make sense. So I have a couple of things to help out with that, but the main ones are, it's my Redheaded Hostess subscription. So the subscription comes with all of these activity pages. They're like just printables that you can do. This particular one, for example, is like a scripture marking guide. So it helps go through what it was that you were studying for that week and helps your kids learn how to mark their scriptures and how they can pull out details or information or questions from their scriptures. So that's fun. She has other things like this is a watercolor page. We're learning Psalms right now. So the Lord is my shepherd. This is a watercolor page. We'll be doing that in class tomorrow. And then the other thing that I have purchased is her workbook. Now this is old. I did have it back in January. So you may have seen me share this on my video or on my YouTube channel, but I highly recommend it. It's an awesome resource. She has it for younger children, older children, and adults. So everyone can do it. And it just kind of, again, goes through those scripture blocks week by week following the calendar for Come Follow Me. And she has just all kinds of look at this is acted out. It's just like activity suggestions, coloring pages that you can do, storylines. These are like little paper doll people or whatever. So lots of really just fun activities. And we do like one of these pages per week. We'll watch videos. So like YouTube videos. I have these like children's Bibles. So we will actually read the story through this children's Bible. I have a few of these like different kinds of versions just because the artwork is different or they tell the story differently or something like that. So that is that. Okay. How are we doing? Okay. Let's do this one. Oh, reaching. Okay, so this is our character study. I talked about this a little bit before where we are learning characters throughout the year. And so this is where I'm getting that from. And I talked about this in my Amazon haul video, so it might be a repeat for you. But this is a curriculum that comes from Character First Education. So the website is characterfirsted.com. Okay, find free resources at. Now, they've kind of updated their website a lot, and a lot of the character qualities that they have are not available on their website with all the resources that I wanted. And so I went ahead and I purchased the entire curriculum book. Now, this book does not have printables. It only has lesson suggestions. But I am telling you, friend, I highly recommend this if you're looking into doing a character study. So let me just give you a quick example here. So let's do compassion. Why not? Okay, so here's compassion. Each of the stories. Now, okay, backtrack. Last year, I did a character study with these same character traits through IBLP, and it was more like geared towards adults, I felt like. I felt like I was modifying everything to try and like bring it down to a fun, interactive, child elementary level lesson. So when I found these, I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so here is compassion. Each story or each character quality is tied into an animal, and they tell how that animal displays that particular character trait. And I'll show you where they do that here in just a minute. Okay, so this is going to get kind of crazy, but here we go. Okay, so they have tons of activity examples. So you introduce compassion, they have the definition, and they tell you like it could take about 15 minutes if you want it to take that long. They have all of these words that you can just read or paraphrase or come up with your own, and discussion questions that you can talk about it, okay? Then they have a first response. Use a first aid kit and a blank note card to teach students ways that they can respond to physical and emotional hurt. Again, they have all of these examples written out here for you. And then active compassion. Encourage students to find 3 ways that they can show compassion this week. Again, suggested opportunities, all this kind of fun stuff, okay? Then you turn the page, and this is what I used to make my musk ox because we're doing dependability, and in the menu. Remember I showed you that whole poster? This is the page that I used to create that poster, okay? So it has I will, and then it gives you 5 I will statements. I will notice when others are hurting. I will stop to help. I will take time to listen. I will do what I can, and I will be kind regardless of the differences. And then you can kind of discuss about that, go through it. So like, for example, tomorrow we're going to be making these posters, or next week, not tomorrow. We're going to be making these posters in my class in school, and so the kids are going to have to rewrite these and then make it all like word art, decorative, that kind of fun thing. Then they have how can you encourage a student who did his best but his answers are wrong, or how can you commend a student who gave perfect answers on their assignment but was late turning it in. Anyway, just character, skill, and knowledge. All right, compassion cube. So now you're going to have an activity where you get to actually create a compassion cube. First aid basics, encouragement cards, another project that you can do to practice compassion. And then this is the compassion poem. So on their website, characterfirsted.com, they used to have, and I think that a few character qualities still have, a recorded teaching of these character poems, and I loved them. And he was so animated, and he does such a good job, but unfortunately not all of the character traits had it, which is what brought me to buying this book. But this is the actual poem, and so you can just recreate it and do it for yourself and learn it, and it's all rhyming. So for example, I will stop to help the people who are hurting desperately. I will take the time to listen when they talk about their need. I will try to help in ways that last. I'll lend a helping hand, and no matter who the person is, I'll give the best I can. My character is what will make a leader out of me. So next time through, let's say it more enthusiastically. Okay, so cute. All right, here's the last one. This is the story that I was saying. So each character trait has an animal that's attached to it. And this is the story of the zebra. And again, that in the former version or whatever, then that same guy would read this story, or he would actually like tell the story. He was so animated and it was so darling and I loved it, but not all the character qualities have it. So here it is. This is the actual story, and you can read it through yourself. So it just reminds you, like, slow down, help the hurting, be a friend. And then look, another zebra, another project, the zebra stripes. So, and it tells you a person in history that displayed that character quality. So in this instance, it is Florence Nightingale. So watch a video of the zebra story at characterfirsted.com. So maybe this one has it. I don't know if all of them have that little like blue thing at the end. Let me just check really quick because I know Initiative does not have it. Okay, so this is the Whistling Swan, and it doesn't have that little like bloop, bloop, bloop. So some of them do and some of them don't, but I highly recommend this curriculum study for character if you want to do some character studies. So that kind of wraps up the bulk of our everyday looping family studies. I have 2 other curriculum. One will be science and the other is going to be history. So that's a part of our family school. We do science and history together. And I showed my science. This is what I got from Amazon. We just purchased it on Amazon, and this is a Master Books product. This is book 3. They have 4 books or levels, I guess, and each one covers a different area of science. So the actual like curriculum is called Let's Talk About Science. Level 3 is Adventures on Planet Earth, where we're going to be talking a lot about ecology. Again, it's a master's books, so you can go to Master Books and just buy it straight from them, but I got mine on Amazon. And you will also need to have a journal or a science journal, and I went ahead and just purchased an art notebook because my kids like to draw, and it'll create a lot of space to be able to do all of it. Now, these books I've been watching my friend talk about on her Instagram page, and I love it so much because they have really easy like science projects, and they tell you all the things that you need at the beginning of the week, and most of them are the stuff that you're just going to have around your house. Green, blue, brown construction paper, glue stick. They do tell you at the beginning that you need 3 shoebox during the course of the whole curriculum, so you're going to like buy your kids new shoes for the beginning of the school year, okay? Shoebox, scissors, white paint, glitter glue, wooden dowels, tape, Play-Doh, small animals, and small twigs or toothpicks. Okay, most of that stuff I have except for the shoebox. So it's just really cool, and they tell the story of science in the voice of these 2 kids at the beginning of the book, and it's It's really digestible. It's very fun and easy, and I highly recommend it for our science. So that's what we're doing for science this year. And then the last thing, I have 2 more things. Okay, only because I mentioned it. This is going to be the bulk of our history this year. I have 2 things that I've purchased off Teachers Pay Teachers. So we are doing American history this year with all 3 of my kids. So we're going to do a Native American study and a European explorers study. Those come from Teachers Pay Teachers. And I didn't, do I have the Native American one? This is the Native American one. It's just a lap book, okay? So we have several of these, and each region she provided this reading for us. So we're going to do the reading, and then I may find some YouTube videos while we complete the little flap book that goes with it. And then I will show you as we do our week to week, which one I got for the American explorers, but anyway, or European explorers. But anyway, then we're going to move into just the bulk of American history. So we have colonization, I think these are out of order. Okay, colonization, the American Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and then moving west. Somewhere between between the American Revolution and the Civil War, we are going to do the birth of a nation. And so that'll be coming from Teachers Pay Teachers. And then within that, we talk about the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence and the 3 branches of government and American symbols, like the Statue of Liberty and the flag. And then we also are going to talk about Betsy Ross in that section, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. So anyway, all of that's going to go from there. I do have this book as well as a reference. In a few cases, we're going to want to read about this as well. But again, when I go through our homeschool life update videos, then you'll get to see all of the components that are going to be a part of these. But this is the bulk of where my curriculum is stemming from. These are Evan Moore History Pocket books. And this is why I bought those medical file folders, because instead of this pocket, I'm going to be putting all of our stuff inside a file folder. So as we go through a year and I build them out, then you'll get to see them in use and how that all comes together. So make sure you subscribe if this is interesting you to see how is this all going to come together, or I need more inspiration. I need to see how she's doing it. Subscribe to my channel and then you'll see as we do it. So I've talked extensively about these books on my channel. So I will try to remember to put an eye in the sky and you can see what these books are all about. But again, the storage was atrocious. So I'm updating the storage for the first time this year, and that is going to be incredible. Okay, so the last thing that I have is actually not curriculum. This is a self-build, but we are doing curriculum mats this year, 1 day a week as a part of our morning school. And this is just a large piece of paper. What size is it? I don't know, 17 by whatever. Okay, it's a big piece of paper, and I just get a ruler and a marker, and the night before is kind of I built a lot of it out on the weekend, and then we did it on Friday. So 3 or 4 days before we did it. But then the English section, which for my daughter is this section up here, the word chains. I did that the night before because I took it off of the curriculum that they're doing online. And so, anyway, what this is I just kind of made a mat. So the top talks about the date. And then in this section, I go to the library each week and I find a book that's in their level, and I put that right here. So it's right on the mat, okay? Then there's a math section. I just pull out one of their lesson pages, and then I just transfer some of the questions onto here. Then I throw that page into the garbage, and then this is their math lesson for the day. This, again, I just pull it right off of their curriculum from the internet that I'm using with them. There's a little, when you go to the parent portal, there's a link for each of my kids, and it has 30 printable lesson pages that you can do to do with your kids as homework. It's really made for public school. So I suspect that teachers could print it off and send it home as homework if they want to. But I just took some of those things and then the program alerted me hey, your daughter needs to work on sequencing. Or word change. So anyway, that's where that came from. So, and then this is I made this more fun because in her lesson, it was just writing them in order. And I was I'll just have her cut and paste. So I just made apples and we cut and pasted, and that'll be consistent throughout the year. I'll just change these to be seasonal and fun and whatever, right? Kind of crafty. So anyway, I think that's it. That is all of family school and kind of how it's all going. Now, if you've been around for a hot minute, you know everything changes. So come January, this might be very different. It might be very much the same. And as I do my week to week, it's not every week, but as I do my homeschool life update videos, then I will be sure to show you exactly what we did and how I actually used this curriculum and how it worked. Or maybe if it's not working, you'll start to feel that as I'm like, this is getting really clunky, it's not working. And then you guys will be like, oh, she's going to quit. And you know, I give it 2 weeks or something, right? Anyway, but things have been going great, and we have just finished our first week of school now. So I will make sure and film what we did this week. And, depending on when you're watching this video, maybe you're prepping for your first week of school too, then you'll be able to get some ideas of what we're doing and all that kind of fun stuff. So anyway, hopefully this was a helpful video. Make sure you leave a comment. I'll try to put some links in the description box below for some of these resources that I have. And let me know if you need anything else, because I'm always here to help you and we can work through this homeschool life together. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.